Right, so it's time to discuss something really important in the industry this time of the year. So some Ghanaian musicians have allegedly sold their music catalogs. And I'm sure you've probably heard. You've heard rumors. You've heard names. Names names of artists who have probably not confirmed to you or myself, but they are out there. And this means by leasing their catalogs, these musicians reportedly receive substantial upfront payments while entrusting their commercial management of their works to a specialist firm for use. As I mentioned, as for the artists, there be and many others have been alleged to have also leased their music catalogs to companies. And this morning, there's a lot. I mean, we're asking a lot of questions. What could be the reason for them doing that? And are there implications for all of that? This morning, we've been joined by Xavier. He's the president of the Ghana Music Alliance. And he's definitely here to share more insights on it. We also have Robert Clark. I missed you, Robert.
Oh, miss you too.
I missed you. Like, I woke up, it's like, oh, he's coming, he's not coming. Oh, he's coming, he's not coming. Welcome.
Welcome. So there's a come.
I don't miss him.
And this will be...
You don't understand why you'll be absent for 3-4 days. Like, how many days? Like 3 days.
There are always reasons.
And for 7, I think this is my first time interacting with you.
Yes, yes.
For the purposes of this particular meeting, I'd like to be called 8.
Are you kidding?
8, 9, 10.
Interesting. So we'll start with 7 first off, and we'd like to find out what could be the reason we're hearing all this news all over the place that our artists are selling their catalogs.
I'm sure everybody has a particular reason why they are selling it. But at the end of the day, everybody needs money all the time. And I think the primary aim will be to get money. But at the end of the day, is it to get money to live, or is it to get money to make a bigger project or to move on to a bigger project? At least for most of the artists in the West, it's usually for a bigger project. Okay. And of course, the money is definitely way better than we are being offered here in Africa or Ghana.
Oh, that's interesting. And I'd like to find out...
Doreen, before you come in with that, can you let me share this information? A number of artists in America and Europe who have sold their catalogs. Paul Simon sold his catalog, which was acquired by Sony Music Publishing in 2021. Okay, this report doesn't show the amount, but we have Taylor Swift. Her first 6 albums masters were acquired by Scooter Brown's Ithaca Holdings in 2019 for about $300 to $350 million.
Wow.
Then the catalog was sold to Shamrock Capital for over $300 million. Justin Bieber sold catalog including his hits like Baby and Sorry to Hypnosis in 2023, estimated around $200 million. Phil Collins sold catalog to Concord Music Group in 2022 for $300 million. You hearing the amounts, Shakira sold her publishing rights to Hypnosis Songs Fund in early 2021. The terms are undisclosed. We have Justin Timberlake also selling to NSYNC catalog to Hypnosis in 2022 for $100 million. These are just a few examples of people in America and Europe who have sold their catalogs to record labels or companies.
Now, you should know that most of the names you read, they did not sell their masters.
Okay.
Right.
It was mostly published because their masters are owned by bigger record labels.
Okay.
So it's just their publishing that they sold. And even so, that means for a song, their publishing isn't 100%. It's usually below 50%.
7, for education purposes. What is masters? What is masters? What is publishing?
Okay, so
When you finish, you explain catalog too.
so
That's why-
so a song is composed of two things.
Yeah.
The beat or instrumental,
Right.
and the lyrics, which is mostly work done by an artist and a producer, or various artists and various producers. So that makes up the composition or publishing.
Okay.
But then that project was maybe funded by a record label or somebody who had money.
Okay.
So that person will own the master right of the recording. So they call that master recording. So they own that one. But when it comes to publishing, it's very confusing because first of all, music is not tangible, so you can't really claim.
It's intangible.
But what happens is the work the people did in the studio, producers and artists and producers
Yes.
did in the studio.
Yeah.
That is considered a whole different thing on its own. And when it gets to the master owner, which is when the master right gets to the master owner, that's different. Now, if let's go back a few years, will make more sense. A master owner now can take the song, put it on the CD, and sell.
Okay.
Now, I guess you can call it streaming.
So the master owner is the person who funds the production.
Who funds the production?
So
Okay.
funds
Usually,
and own the production.
Funds and owns them. I mean, if I fund it, I better own it because I'm not funding it.
Some people fund and maybe they give to somebody.
Well, you can always give to somebody that you want to give it to, but not.
Yeah.
It's not like the art. But then, in our part of the world, a lot of people just think whoever's funding is helping me. Yeah, a lot of people think whoever's funding me is helping me. You know,
But if you
and
if
it's
you bring
usually
money-
the talk is
Yeah.
on mebwao. But the seriousness of it is that person owns the music that they are funded.
Wow.
You know, they own their music. So unfortunately, we see it as boy, this person is helping me out. You know, but that's not the case.
That's not really wrong though, because
The Wame type part.
yeah, because
Okay.
what it is that I raised funds
for it.
For it.
to pay for.
Yes.
The person who gave me may have given it to me for my project, my business. The
Exactly.
person didn't come in with the intention of owning.
it.
So what I did was to raise funds.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So technically speaking, even though
It help.
yes, it is help because I came to Kwame, I want 10K. What do you I want 10K? What do you pa? So because of that, I'm giving you the 10K.
But
I didn't
you
come
don't
in.
know. Okay, to
no.
own.
I didn't come in to own. I just came in to help you.
I get it.
And I just wanted to be sure you're going to use it for something meaningful, not
But
just anything.
technically,
Yes.
But technically, yes.
the person owns the masters.
Not necessarily.
No,
Not
but
necessarily.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's all like I said. Always, it's all
Okay,
paperwork.
please explain. We are learning.
It's all
We are in the
paperwork.
classroom, so
Yeah, it is all
we want to
paperwork.
understand.
Good. Ultimately, it's all paperwork.
It's all
all
paperwork.
paperwork.
If I write, I'm giving you this money, so I own your music.
That's
then
it.
you know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another interesting one
All right.
that can also happen is, let's say, especially the bigger artists they might go to a studio. Here's a beat in the studio being worked on by, let's say, an upcoming producer. Like I heard a story of, I think it was Sarkodie Go Kill Me. Went to EL studio and I think Shauna was working on the beat. I want the beat. I want to jump on it, and he did. You know. So now let's say money was never exchanged between Sarkodie because apparently even that song leaked. So I'm definitely sure due diligence was not done properly. But let's say the song leaked, song is making money now. Nobody's really paying attention to even the producer anymore. Nobody's paying. If I was a producer, I'll claim to own the master. Because I'm sure the studio session was even paid for. I mean, this is having knowledge of how some of these things work, you know.
Yeah, in Ghana.
Yeah, big artists really don't pay for a lot of things. You know, they just walk in and they do it and go away. So yeah, if that in that case, I mean, Shauna did possibly it was his studio session that it was recorded on. He quote unquote that means financed the recording of that song, the making of that song. So he can also claim to own it.
Okay, so in terms of the claiming to own, we have the producer points.
Yeah.
So in this particular point, in this particular case, what would that mean? Would that mean that the producer point should be higher? Because it's not too clear.
They are bringing a lot of points
A lot
to
of
explain.
technicalities,
A lot of technicalities to explain. But yes, so the master side that I talked about earlier, what happens is, again, contracts. So we have to go into record label contracts.
Okay.
So most of these artists who are signed to bigger labels mostly are doing about 15 to 18%, meaning that is their share on if the song is sold, if the song is sold or streamed.
Yeah.
They are only getting about 15 to 18%.
The artist
is
the
getting
performing
it.
artist.
The performing artist
Okay.
is getting that is that amount. The label takes the rest of it. Right now, when he brought up producer point, a producer also has a stake in the master. Usually very little, 1% to 5% ish.
Okay.
The bigger you are, the bigger. I guess the biggest you might probably get is for 5%.
And these terms are determined by the record label.
These terms are determined by the record because they own the master. So it's like on the master side, they are determining the terms, or they are putting out the terms. Now, the producer points is a very tricky situation with that one. When they tell you you have 1% or 15% or 5%, it is not of the entire 100%.
100%, yeah.
It is only a percentage of the artist's percentage.
Oh, so 1% of the 15% given to the artist.
That's what it means.
Not of the entire.
Not of the entire thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Not of the entire thing.
Okay.
Now, also, the money that artists claim to have paid producers, I paid him for the beat. I paid him for the beat. Usually, that goes towards the advance. So there's an advance towards the master percentage. So if the producer gives you 5,000 CDs for it, that means when the record sells, 5,000 CDs that is owed to you will not come to you because you've been given that advance already.
Explain.
I think
to
you just mixed the words, so just take it again.
Again.
No. Okay, so I come to produce my song.
Yeah.
You are the beat maker or the producer.
Okay.
I have paid you money.
Yes.
Let's say 5K.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I don't have any rights at all again on that project.
As the
producer.
As the producer. No.
I have paid. I am the artist. I've paid you money for the production you did. Doesn't mean you don't have any right again after the work is done and is out selling.
Okay, I do. That's what I mentioned. On the master track, if you are giving 1 to 5% of it, now I know this because some of the younger producers now, a lot come to me and they are working with artists who have international labels, and they always get confused about what is what, because they are thinking, master I should get 50%, but no, you will never get 50% of the master. 1 to 5% is a good enough deal for you. Now, whatever advance that you are given, whatever the artist pays you, mind you, some of the problems I've encountered, actually, the money so the artist gets an advance from the label.
Yes.
Now that advance money, the artist also pays the producer, or should pay the producer.
Okay.
But unfortunately, our Ghana artists will claim they are broke, so they don't pay the producers. Right, but they got an advance.
Okay, but in the event that the artist has paid the producer,
yes, you paid, and that money goes towards the advance. So that money could be for the studio sessions and other things. The artist still has an interest in the master, right? But what I was saying is, the artist will count that as an advance of the 1% that you're getting of the other thing. So when he's paid, until your 5% is paid off, you'll not be getting any new money from him.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But what I wanted to establish,
now you also have to
you don't lose your production right because the artist has paid you.
Yes. So we talked about master right. So the publishing right, you still have everything there.
Okay. Clear.
Yes. Just that the label is not going to pay you the publishing. Publishing is a whole different avenue. Publishing is when, let's say, Hitz 7 plays a song and they pay their royalties, which I hope they do, to Gamro. Then it will be calculated there, whichever percentage you and the artist agreed to. Now, it's always paperwork. I heard you talking about Dope Nation earlier today and something. I didn't hear everything. But when papers are signed properly, contracts are signed properly, you will not have to argue about anything. Who wrote what, and I made this. No, you won't have to, because everything is on paper. It's already signed. Everybody knows the percentage they are getting.
So that's what they call the split sheets.
That's what they call the split sheets.
Okay.
Now there are
which has to do with splits.
Yes, but there are at least like 5 or 6 different things that need to be signed before you even put a song out. Now, Trigmatic, I'm very Trigmatic. He worked with a producer in South Africa. It's called Ralph Gum.
Okay.
Now he was asked to come and record. It's Ralph Gum. It's a producer's project. He'll come and record. Before he left from Accra to South Africa, he has signed 5 different documents.
What?
Yes. You know, like, and there's a bunch of them. Like, even if I record with you, I need to sign a consent that you can even put it out. Because the label will not let a certain song come out because their artist maybe it's coming out a month after. So if the artists have recorded something with somebody else, it might have to wait because there's a whole plan that they have for you. So there's different consent forms, and even sometimes so being on a video of a song is a whole different other avenue too. The label will charge because now remember the label owes your likeness and image. So you being anywhere in a video, anything has to be consent of the label. I can record with my friend. The label would not allow me to put it up. Allowed my friend to put it out. Simple.
If it's 360.
Not even just because they will have to actually give you the right to put some of these things out. So there's even incidents where people actually paid for the artist knew very well if the label doesn't approve, it's not coming out. But then they met in the club. Another artist has like $20,000 to pay for a song. They go, he takes the money, cash. And the song was ready. The label said, "We don't know about this. It's not coming out." He's already taken the money. It's done. It's gone.
Okay, I think let's get into other areas. So now we understand. We have an understanding of what masters
is.
And that composition.
Okay, so let's talk about publishing. Explain that well. Then we get into catalog. Okay. So publishing.
Yeah, publishing is. So when you go to the studio to record, now publishing also gets tricky because you have now. If you so basically, let's say publishing is you go to the studio to record. The standard is producer is getting 50%.
Yes.
Artist is getting 50%. Actually, not artist. I'll say songwriter.
Okay.
Is getting 50%. And I remember, the person who sings might not be the one who wrote the song.
Exactly.
Right. So it's songwriter, writer in quotes, because that means if you sang the song that my good friend here wrote. Mr. Robert Clark. He's a songwriter.
Yes.
But we'll get to that. That he wrote. He gets the publishing. You are just a performer. You're not a writer.
So you won't get anything.
Not on.
You can't get rights to the royalties for writing a song when you haven't written it.
You get another one called neighboring rights. It's a whole different one.
For performing the song.
Performing the song.
Yes.
Not publishing.
But not publishing.
Will the producer get publishing?
Yes, because they composed or
publisher and the producer and the writer.
And the writer, yes.
Or
the writers.
So that's why we keep on saying that songwriting is a big
it encompasses production.
No, actually songwriting is a big career with a lot of returns, and if people are going to go into it and allow the law to work, all you do is just write songs and you make a lot of money. You don't have to be the performer.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some artists, like the personality, you can't even sell. There are people you can't sell them. There are people who will not comply. There are people who just not avail themselves to the rudiments of the game. But they are so talented and they can write.
Wow.
So then all you have to do is to keep on writing, write for you, and then you perform it, and then that's it.
So
and that's why R. Kelly is one of those who made so much money. In fact, Neo as well. They wrote for all of these folks. Michael Jackson, they wrote for them, and that's huge. That's big money.
And if there were 2 or more songwriters, they split.
So the share is 100%. So you split on how many writers, and let's even on production. Let's say. Producer is stuck somewhere, they need a particular thing to put in there, they'll have to get somebody else to come in and help with it. That also counts towards it.
And if the artist, the performing artist, owns the masters, then it means that he has bigger control over the product, right?
Yes, if he owns it, then yes, he owns the master publishing, the master rights, not the publishing.
Not the publishing.
Yes, the master rights.
Okay.
Now another thing that could also come into play is I'm sure these days you hear newer artists sampling older musicians or older songs. So when that happens, everybody on that old song is also should be featured in the split sheets of the new one. That also becomes a big problem because most of the time you can't find most of the other people involved in the older song, especially the producers of those older songs. And some of these older songs, remember, have people playing actual guitars, drums, they contributed in that way. So you have a song with like 8 producers because they were all on playing something, an instrument on the song, and you can't find all of them these days.
And what is a catalog? A catalog.
A catalog is basically your body of work that you own.
Your portfolio.
The portfolio. Yeah.
So the songs you have produced. Is catalog.
Yes, it's just your catalog.
So when we say you have leased or sold your catalog, it means you've sold a certain number of songs that you have.
You have, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That's interesting. Well, we would like to take a cue from MOGBeatz. MOGBeatz is a music publisher and producer, and he also wants to contribute to the discussion. So let's take a listen to him.
Selling of catalogs is not a new thing. Even big artists like Justin Bieber and all of those people have sold part of their catalogs. So it's not a new thing. However, I think the difference is that maybe they built to a certain level and they feel they want to release some equity in their catalog, what it's worth, and then also maybe reinvest in their career. That's one thing. The other thing as well is, compared to the Ghana people, and I don't see the contract, so I'm not sure what it involves. There are two ways which catalogs can be sold, and usually when they are sold with the publishing as well. Unless you are a huge artist making crazy numbers, that is when maybe someone would just acquire your catalog for just the master. Usually it goes with the publishing, etc. I think like Beatles catalog was sold, etc. I think Michael Jackson bought it and all of those things. They look at your numbers over a certain number of years, etc., etc. They look at a few parameters and then they give you an offer. It's not a bad thing in general, but then with our one, what is the reason why they sold it? Our system is so porous that our guys are not making as much from their music, because internally they are hardly generating any monies in terms of royalties, etc. So I think when someone offers them, they're like, why not? They will sell it and sell their publishing, etc. Publishing is one way that even when you retire from music, if your works are out there and in use, you'll still be chopping a lot of money from it. So if it's because of a that they did it there, then that is a wrong move.
Wow, so that was MOGBeatz. He's a music publisher and a producer, and he's also in the same group with 7 and 8 and 9.
You know what I mean?
Wow, interesting. So does it mean that I want to believe before every artist goes into the studio, they know about all of these?
They don't. And to even make matters worse, some don't even read their record contracts, because if, like, everything is paperwork, there's standards and there's paperwork. So I'm sure you probably know this. I'm sure you probably know this, or you're not too familiar with. But let's say for a case of Kwesi Arthur, he was on Ground Up Chalet, everybody loved him, you know, and then years later he realized he was not getting any money because apparently in his contract, the label owns both his masters and the publishing.
Yeah.
And it was a matter of him.
Both.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, there are things that should be standard. But if I put it in writing that I'm taking this and this, and you still sign to it.
Yeah, it's contract.
So is it that they read and don't understand?
That part I can't tell.
Sometimes
they only read when there's a problem.
Or it's in that haste to be a star.
Yeah, that could also be, you know. So that's most of the time people will say that, oh, record labels prey on people because you go for like somebody who's that, you know, broke or needs or wants the fame and attention, and you provide it to them, and you can take whatever else that you want from them. You know, which is not always the case, but it's the paperwork. I give it to you to read it. You know, so that's when sometimes when you go to court over these things, it's a bit dicey because there was paperwork, they read it and they signed it.
Okay. So for me, the biggest thing here is when you say you have a record deal. I want to just focus on the word deal. It's a contract. The deal is an agreement, a contract, and the question is, what are the contents of that particular contract? So that's what it really is. So that's why he's saying that there are standards, which is, you know, basically the convention. If X, then Y. If X and Y. However, what you pen what you append your signature to is what determines the kind of relationship you have with whoever is signing you on. And that is the reason why it is almost important. In fact, having a lawyer really should not be an afterthought. If you want to go into this particular business, it's supposed to be at the beginning. Yeah, like at the beginning, you're supposed to. A lot of people don't learn about this space before they get into it, and so you sort of like learn on the job. but sometimes you may have committed a lot of mistakes already. So what we're actually supposed to do is to flip it, so that for the majority, people should start learning about this before they get into the space, because it's really about a lot of terminologies and technicalities, and you need to understand it. We don't have a business school, so to say, music business school teaching all of these elements. So it is important to learn in there. And so when we call for some of these things, that people should come and learn. I mean, you have to. And the internet is available with a lot of information. In as much as these things exist, I tell you, I'm not going to lie you. It's still very complex.
Very complex.
Oh, very, very complex. I've been to several classes.
Very complex.
Every now and then we still go back asking questions just for clarification to begin giving. So these are areas, and I think that we need to pay a lot of attention to. And it's not like it's even ended, because every now and then things are changing. Now, like as I speak to you now, there are countries that are beginning to add new laws because of AI. So it's not like you finish learning. You don't finish learning. It's ever evolving. So these are areas that I think that we need to be able to get into the space. Maybe we have to get to the topic itself. Now that we made the foundation.
Yes. I mean, so what are the implications
of
selling these catalogs to all these bodies?
So I might get sentimental and say, I wish our Ghanaian catalog, if you want to put it that way, or musicians from Ghana could have kept that in so that we can make money, or maybe even like a Ghanaian company will buy it and exploit it. That's in my
company that buy or lease them.
But do we have one?
I don't think so. And the reason, the real reason really is, if they do buy your catalog, a Ghanaian company buys it. And it seems like I always bash Gumroad, but I don't mean to. But and I've bought your publishing. So publishing money should be paid by Gumroad. I understand that.
Yeah.
And if Gumroad is paying 100 CDs and 50 CDs for your publishing, then I'm really not making any money off your catalog, right? I'm not really. So Mark said that usually it's your masters and your publishing, but in the case where you have a bigger label, your label would not be willing to give you your masters. So that means it's mostly on publishing. So most of the names that you mentioned, it's usually on the publishing. Now we even have some cases where your label is the one signing it and selling it. We actually had a case here in Ghana with a label selling it, and then of course the company asks, okay, where's the publishing? Because then the label only has the masters.
Okay.
So now the label has to go back to the old artists that they were trying to sell. Like, please come in and do what you have to do.
So you can't sell, as a label, you can't sell to a company without the consent of the individual publishing rights holding artist.
No, you can't.
You can. The only thing is, this particular company wanted both masters and publishing.
Yeah.
And the reason is, one or the other would probably not make them enough money.
Okay.
They needed both to be able to make sure they'll recoup. And even that. So most of the songs that have been bought, you ask yourself, how are they going to make the money off it? That means the company that bought the money would probably be actively trying to get the songs in movies, songs in adverts on TikTok or other platforms they have, get people to use it to rack up those numbers. Because when you think about it, most of our songs, they almost die after like a year being out. So you're asking yourself, why is a Chinese company coming to buy these? What are they going to use it for? Maybe, just even maybe, they are creating an AI platform where they need to learn our Ghanaian music. So next time you hear, so there's so many possibilities. But remember, you've given it to them. Everything you sold it to them. Whatever they do with it, you don't have a say in it. So it's all in a contract.
Okay. So the other implications for me is the fact that they now own an element of Ghana's culture.
Yes.
So in the first place, everybody who's on a record label, and the record label is not in Ghana, if they own the masters, it means that a foreign organization owns the masters. So they own a part of Ghana's culture legally.
They can use that material to do anything.
For us,
give it to other people.
All of that. That's it. That's one.
Have Chinese
now
versions.
the second, and then the second one is, if they get the publishing, then what it simply means is that all future royalties that are supposed to come to you, including you being dead, and it's theirs.
That is if you sell it outright. But if you lease it, years,
then it's for a number of years. Just like any lease, over a particular period.
Yeah.
Do you know the number of years minimum the artists are signing?
No.
Our artists.
Yeah.
How many?
About 15 years or so.
15.
But that also means that they'll have to recoup the money that if they hasn't recouped, then the years will extend.
Oh, so it's even 15 years with condition.
So
Yes.
in that case, they are not selling the catalogs outright.
Well,
That's what they call leasing.
So
Yeah, once it's coming back to you, it's leasing.
okay, unfortunately, it is not coming back to you now. Just like I said, people sign different deals,
contracts.
but the ones I know of or have had the opportunity, it's not a sale. It is still a lease, but it never comes to you. After that, after they've recouped, now you both share 50-50.
Oh, so that is the contract they've signed.
Yes, but like I said, different people sign different contracts.
So it's all about the pen.
But the ones I've seen, one of the ones I've seen, that's what happens.
So even after
they've recouped the money, you now jointly they do a split thing. Because to me, it's like they've put so much work into maybe getting this song, which was dead when they bought it, to now be getting some revenue. So to be a bit bad on their part to give it to you 100%. So let's share it.
Okay.
But Rob and Seven, if maybe I don't really have money like that. If a company would give me a huge money like $300,000 million for my catalog,
I never said it was.
No.
I never said it was bad.
That is a good deal, man.
It's a good deal. It's never, because especially for an artist who can still create more using that money, or do something bigger, it's not a bad thing. It is really not a bad thing at all. But I think what we are trying to establish here is the fact that even if you're selling it, make sure everybody else who's involved in the creation
also benefits.
Because the truth of the matter is, you shouldn't be, or you can't be able to exploit it without whoever's involved benefiting from it. So let's say, for example, in a good music economy, if somebody wanted to use an artist's song for an advert or to be in a movie, three people have to be consulted at least. The master owner, and then the composition has to be the artist and the producer.
Okay.
Now, there's a fee, which is usually the same fee that's paid to the master and the same fee that's paid to the publishing.
Okay.
And of course, the publishing has to be shared by
all the contributors.
The contributors in there. Now, I've had some time ago. But we do things so differently and really disorganized here, and you have to educate both corporate and even artists. There's a song, an old song. I think I know who the producer is.
Okay.
But the person on the song quickly took the money for the thing, and it was performing artist. Yeah,
took the money
for it, and basically wanted whatever the company mentioned. I want the money, so I just take it.
Money.
Took the money. Right now, I'm not sure there should have been some good paperwork to it, but whether the owner of the song, the master rights, got some money, I doubt. It's like we hear a song, we only know who sang it, and that's the person that we, as a corporate, that's the person that we think we should pay to use the song. But maybe like a Blacko song right now, it's not owned by Blacko.
Yeah,
you can't just use it.
Yeah,
you just can't use it.
It's owned by Empire, right?
Yes, it's owned by Empire. That's for the masters. Then you have to pay both that one and then also pay the publishing. And that's Blacko, whoever did the beats with him.
So that's culture. Owned elsewhere, international.
So that's our culture owns some, but it's really because of our failed music economy. That's the reason why some of these things happen.
Okay, Rob and Seven. If
you can say 7 and 8.
7 and 8
for now.
If a producer does a song for an artist, they did not sign any contract.
Yes.
And then the artist wants to maybe sell the catalog or the song to a company, a different company. Does the producer have any right in that? Can he claim?
Yes. So if they did not sign any contract, it's implied it's still 50-50, 50%. Oh. Now, from what I know from these companies buying, the truth is, I think they should have done due diligence. Like, they need to go and find out who owns this and owns that.
Sorry, I think you have to contextualize it. Because your question, was it to masters or is to publishing? Now that you know that.
In general.
No, because he didn't say.
To masters and publishing.
I think
in general. So you see, most times, most of these artists that we have in this country, they own their masters because they do their own executive production and all that. So let's say the artist has recorded the song with the producer without any contract, and then the artist who owns the masters wants to sell this song to a different company, maybe on the blind side of the producer. Does the producer have any right to take any money from him? There was no contract, even though he produced.
Yes.
What shows that he produced it?
What shows that he produced it?
When all the credit shows that it is the artist that has produced, the artist has even written his name there, produced by.
Okay, so I guess you have to do a proof of production. Now, let's say I know some incidents where there was no splits or there was nothing signed, but the music was uploaded. A producer can go and then try and get it taken down, claim it, and try to take it taken down. Okay. You can do that, but of course you have to show proof of it. So
you produced it.
I produced it. You can maybe proof of your video doing it, or proof of anything that shows that you did it, and then they can actually. So what happens is, if the artist had registered a song with a PRO to say that he owns it 100%, that is fine. He will get paid until the producer comes in. Otherwise, until the producer comes and says, "Hey, no, he does not own it 100%. I own 50%."
Then they reverse everything.
Then they reverse everything. But of course, it has to be proved. There's just you saying it will not make it work. It has to be something shown to reverse.
So in the case of Shatta and MOG, this rule can apply, right?
This rule can definitely apply, and I think it will be an easier way, or it's probably going to be easier for MOG because MOG has a publishing deal, I think with Sony or Sony Africa or something. So they will handle most of these things. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem on the MOG side.
So it's okay. One last question.
But of course, if Shatta can also prove,
last
if Shatta can also prove that he actually owns it. Yeah.
One last question. So, if the artist is selling his catalog, does it mean that any other person that contributed to that project loses their right moving forward? Losing their right to that song or those songs moving forward?
That is if the artist claims they own 100%.
Hey, Robert Okayampa.
If you don't own 100%, then you don't. So what it means is that everybody. The thing is this: for as long as you've contributed, and there's documents to support it, at the end of the day, you just have to earn what you need to earn. And everything about these deals are for future earnings. So they are saying, I'm giving you money now, so that every possible future earning, whether it's for 10, 15 years or forever or in perpetuity, that is what I'm going in for. And so that's what the contract is, and then, you sign to it. If I end up promoting the song so much, it will give visibility to the song. What's going to happen is that at the end of the day, you'll probably find a lot of use for it, get some sing deals and all of that. And that's why he's saying that in some of the contracts he's saying, you still go 50-50 thereafter. Why? Because there's a certain amount of investment you put in a particular catalog to be able to give it life. So everything here really is business
contract,
and contract, and you need to understand what it is and the implications really.
I don't understand. I own publishing in your work. You want to go and sell the whole thing outright to somebody.
But they are doing
I am not interested in selling my publishing to anybody.
Yeah, so in that case, so like I said, the big names that you mentioned, they are just selling their part of the publishing.
Okay.
Imagine Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bob Marley also sold, I think, about 50 million. Bob Marley and the Wailers. See how many people are in the Wailers. Bob Marley's probably getting about maybe 20-30% of maybe everything. So whatever Bob Marley sold is just of that percentage.
So how do the other contributors get their royalties if the artist has sold just his part of the publishing?
Well, the publishing is not being paid by the company that's buying it. It's being paid by PRO. So there's nothing changing the PRO system. Except the only thing I will change it's the only thing I will change is Bob Marley's parts.
I am in class right now. IP class.
Students, serious students now okay. But well, time is not really on our side. But quickly, what do these artists stand to benefit when it comes to selling their catalogs?
Money, whatever they need money for, they get the money. It's like to me it's like ASAP money that you get as soon as possible. But what our advice is, use it for something good. Use it for something really good so that you benefit off of it. Because for 15 or so years, nothing is coming off. Nothing's coming to you. Now you also have to remember, maybe even with the artists, the songs they're having probably don't even generate $1,000 the whole year.
Yeah.
Simply because they are not putting any money into marketing. Because you have to put money into these things to market it. And when you put your song on YouTube or on Spotify, it just doesn't get views. No, it has to take
organic.
it has to take some money. So if you have to put $50,000 in to get, let's say, $200,000 in a year, that is still some good business. Like you're making like 3x, whatever you put in, 3-4x, whatever you're putting in. But if you don't have that money, you might as well just stay $500 the whole year. So if someone is giving you money that if you think is $50,000 per year for the next 15 years, I mean, I would break it down that way. Okay, I don't make $50,000 per year off my catalog. If somebody else wants to buy it and give me that money per year for the next 15 years, and then after that we're splitting 50-50, that's good business, I think. You know, as long as they would account properly to you.
So I guess
the promotion is a big deal. You know, you see playlist, like somebody's on a playlist. There's playlisting. There's money involved.
So I
There's
guess
backend. People are putting in money.
So I'm going to look at it this way. So now if we're sitting here today and you're someone, probably you're watching a movie, and you hear any of those songs there, you know, we always have this mindset, hey, this artist has made a lot of money. Please, it's not for them.
Yeah.
It depends.
It depends, but when it goes this way,
when
to
it
the
goes
catalog,
this way,
then it is not for you.
No, then it's not for you.
So we'll only be clapping for you that the music is there, but you are not getting anything from
But then again, you see, equity-wise, the fact that it is you and your sound, you can go and stand somewhere and say, oh, this is me, this is what I did, and eventually, you know, you can use that to open up doors for you. I mean, that's fine.
Recently,
but the money will not come to you because you've already sold it.
So Gamro has been giving a lot of companies slack about this E.T. Manson song, Ghana, we want our freedom. You know, so I've been trying to, for a long time, I've been trying to find out who actually owns E.T. Manson stuff. And it was recently used in a series, an American series, I think. And I checked the credits or who, and it was a British white company. Some people, they own it. They own E.T. Manson stuff.
And they bought it long ago.
Yeah, they own E.T. Manson stuff.
No, but is that publishing or is masters or both?
I think it's probably both.
And there you go.
Because those older artists all recorded with foreign companies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and the funny thing is, even the last place that I thought, the last company that owned it that I knew of was Orchard Music in Canada.
Right.
Orchard is a subsidiary of Sony.
Right.
Like, these big companies are interested in what we are doing that we think is nothing. You know, but it's a lot of money if done right and protected properly. So I think at the end of the day, we don't protect our IP properly, and the sons of some of these legends are claiming they own it, but it's paperwork. Because your father did it doesn't mean you own it. Somebody has paperwork on your father, and they took it.
They don't know their father did.
Sold it. So imagine our artists now have sold, and their sons are like, my father, I own that. No, it's not for you. It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
You know, so that's what some of the implications of these things are. Maybe your future kids might not have it, but the thing is, some of these deals are also in perpetuity. That's a word that I tell people to look out for whenever they sign any type of deal. If you see in perpetuity, just
means forever.
It means forever. Yes,
forever.
And it's always
It's not the same as
no, it's forever. You know, and it's always in there until you say no before they take it out. Yeah, nobody's looking out for you, especially if I'm a label and I'm not looking out for you. It's you and your lawyers and your people who are looking out for you, not me. So I'll give you something that I know I'll benefit in perpetuity, unless you see it and say, and if I still want you that bad, okay, let me do it 10 years, let me do it 5 years or something. And that would depend on the number of albums that you have to put out.
But really, it's up to you, you know. The reality is this. Look, if I'm doing
music,
music
you an option,
and I decide that for my first album, I don't like, I'm sacrificing it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Give me X amount of money. So I've made like $2 million now. You know, I may probably follow that particular deal, and after 25 years or 30 years, I'll probably make only $1 million.
Sure.
But I'm getting $200 million right now. I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can probably, produce more songs, use it to do stuff. That's why he's saying that if you're going to get the money, use that money for something meaningful now. To establish your, future revenues, like residuals, whatever is supposed to be coming to you, so to say, from different sources. So those are some of the things.
And this didn't happen this year or last year. It's been happening about 5 years now. It's not this year or last year. It's about 5 years now.
We're only hearing about it.
Yeah, only hearing about it. Another thing is, even with this unknown artists coming up, people are offering them $10,000 for an EP. Easy.
Let me even mention that people are also they are getting deals on songs, so you don't even need songs. Yeah, like
I'll give you $5,000 for your song.
Oh.
Yeah, but like I said, it's all contracts. I don't know what happens with the entire contract, whether you're getting the song back or it's only a year lease. This song, the Tango, that was a lease song. Right? He gave it to a bigger company. They leased it for, I think, a year.
Michael Dapper.
Yes.
He got it a year later. It came back to him. So unfortunately, we get the most unfair deals, as we even get, just like trade deals and begging other countries for money. It's always really bad deals.
Example.
So that is what it is.
You've done a nice song. The company takes the song and uses the song or sells it to a porn company to use it to do. How would you feel? Maybe you originally wouldn't have
do that.
Yeah.
sold it to a porn company. But this label has
sold it to them.
Yes, because now they own it. Now, this is your creation. Like, this is your voice. This is your production.
Okay, so I would say,
Unless we ask the artists themselves.
Not only porn company, but maybe something that is not in tandem with your beliefs and orientation.
These things are very, like you said, complex, because every country has their own IP laws.
Yeah.
And in Ghana, so that borders around moral rights. This is a whole moral rights, whereby I wouldn't want it. And if I was, it's a particular person, I wouldn't want my stuff in the porn.
Yeah.
Somebody else might not want it in the Christian videos, Christian setting or whatever. But this is a case where in our IP laws, I think you cannot transfer moral rights. So I still have the moral rights over it to say this. Now, do the Chinese know, would they abide by our moral right laws? Maybe no. But then if you make sure maybe it's in the contract, writing, everything is contract and writing. Everything, anything is possible, but just make sure it's in contest. So these are, to me, if I was a lawyer, I would definitely look out for these things. If my artist, let's say he's even a gospel artist, and then you put a gospel song behind something in porn.
Like that.
So a gospel artist, for example, maybe some other type of artist wouldn't mind. But let's say if I do a particular song gospel and I really would not want it in a porn, just make sure in the contract that you sign, you make sure they put that clause in
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to suggest that Robert 7 and 8 maybe put together something to educate people. But on a second thought, when you put it, they won't come.
Oh, some
It's
come.
like some come, but how many? Kwame,
A few of them will come.
I'm sure you can count.
We will go and learn for them.
One of the biggest clapbacks I heard came from Michael Jackson.
Okay.
That I think something about Eminem did a diss song for him or something, and then he went to buy the masters. So then what's happening is that anytime you play the song and then you think you're dissing, he's making the money.
I love this.
so you play the song, but
He's
that's a
making the
disc,
money.
but I'm the one making the money,
That is interesting.
And that's one of the things again he did. MJ purchased the publishing and all of that from the Beatles, and so he became a giant in the space. When at the end of the day, the people he was working with didn't really understand what he was doing.
Even with the Beatles, the story I heard was I think he was chilling with them. It's like, oh, if you were to sell your catalog, how much will you sell? He didn't say I'm going to buy, and then they mentioned a figure or something, and then he tells the lawyer they all goes and bids a little bit higher than that, and he bought it. I'm sure if they knew it was him, they wouldn't have sold it to him. Yeah, so it was like, he just, and we're angry that, well, you will sell it, so maybe not to me, but, so it's the catalog, but they still made their money, but at the end of the day, it is not wrong to sell it, if you ask me, because of how our economy is and how even overseas, people are not making the same money we're making back in the day with music. So if I know I'm 50, 60 years old, I probably don't have too much time on this earth, and I would want to do something with that money. 200 million, 300 million, it's huge money. Even like Damon Dash sold, he's dead now, but he sold a chunk of his thing for about 50, 60 million, and I think he was trying to go into like movies and set up a movie studio and all that. That's something positive, But if you're going to buy a chain, as soon as you walk out from that office, that is a problem that I think.
Then you write Dorin Avio on the chain.
When Snoop took over, was it Death Row?
Yeah.
Then he now acquired his masters.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but during those, like that particular time, Charlie, he didn't really own it. And then it was
the masters
Jay-Z also had to.
The masters definitely at the discretion of the label, if they want to sell it or not. If you're making a lot of money for them, they probably will not sell it.
I've also heard some of our musicians are selling their live recordings.
Live.
Recordings.
What's the difference? The live recordings.
Live recording is like a remake.
Live was like a remake. Now you can maybe get around, because what happens is, if you're buying the original, they might have problems with the label.
Okay.
So a live recording is not because that's a whole different version, derivative of the master. So it's different. But the composition, you still have to pay the composer the composition on it.
But with that, the producer wouldn't come in here because it's performed live on.
No, the producer comes, the label, the master rights won't come in, but the producer will come in because you're replaying.
You're playing what he created.
He created.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is a band that is playing.
I know, by playing what he created,
like what he wrote.
Copyright infringement.
Exactly.
Copyright infringement, if you want to call it, because they are replay, unless they're playing a whole different thing.
So let me say this. So everything said and done, you'd realize that the producer is probably the most looked over in this whole thing.
Yes.
And yet they play like the key, the most vital role in this whole project. You understand? So producers really, they're supposed to be the starting point of everything. Because without the performing artist, a producer can still put up music.
Yes. Yeah. And that is music.
Yes, and that's music. Wow. You understand? And so everything is not sitting well. And the system needs to adjust to be able to ensure that the producers are.
And Gamro needs to work too. Because Gamro is one of the reasons why they are selling it, because Gamro does not pay.
Gamro, what is wrong? Okay. Next time.
If we start a conversation.
Yes. We're 7 here.
Yes. This is where we wrap it all
12 tomorrow.
This is where we wrap it all up, and I bet you have also learned so much. I've learned so much. Now, Robert, I think I can start my career now. I can start my career now.
I mean, once a day next to you, I mean, just make sure that when you sleep and then the songs drop, record them. Don't write it.
Now, before we go, it's time to get rewarded as the next big sports bet influencer with Betway. Place bets and share your codes with friends and fans, of course, and followers. If they place bets using your code, you earn 4% of their wager. It doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. If they bet, you earn cash, and the more people that bet with your code, the more you will earn. Start betting, sharing and winning with Bet Influencer, exclusive to Betway. Remember, terms and conditions apply. It is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. And also, don't forget, Accra Food Festival 2025 is happening at Place 100. You cannot afford to miss out on it. Listen, we're inviting everybody. Be there. Tickets are going for 50 Ghana cedis per person, with under 5 years and over 65-year-olds admitted for free. So make sure you don't miss out on it. Skip the lines and purchase the tickets in advance on Ego Tickets. Follow Accra Premium and Accra Food Festival on social media for more information. The Accra Food Festival 2025 is powered by Accra Premium and sponsored by Joy Prime, Hitz 1039 FM, and Melcom, and of course Melbourne Capital and Bell Aqua. And don't forget, if you're also someone who really wants to make life better for yourself, don't wait and sit at home waiting to get a job. It doesn't come like that. Listen, you can change something for yourself. All you have to do is to look for Design and Technology Institute, that's DTI. It's all about them offering programs ranging from precision welding, fabrication, design innovation, graphic design, sound engineering, animation, photography, and entrepreneurship. And their programs are internationally recognized by the American Welding Society, Pearson BTech, and CTVET, so you can shine here in Ghana or anywhere in the world. So if you're ready to do things differently and chart your path, check out DTI or visit dtiafrica.com/admissions, or call them on 0541 693534 for more info. And also, don't forget, this weekend we are all going to watch Death and the King's Horseman.
Yeah.
Remember, it's happening. It is happening this weekend. That's Saturday.
Yes, and Sunday.
And Sunday. All that's on the 4 and 8 p.m. each day, and then we'll go to 31st and 31st of August, 30th and 31st. Please make sure you go and see if you are not able to see this weekend. Same time, tickets are selling for 200 Ghana cedis standard and 300 Ghana cedis VIP, and you can also go to www.imagebureau.com or dial *714 *46 hash. And for more information, please call them on 0551 313134. Death and the King's Horseman is supported by Joy FM, knee plants and car rentals, and Ghana Tourism Authority. Sponsors are Stanbic Bank, the luckiest withdrawals and instant prizes at each show, Bill Savings and Loans, and proudly brought to you by MTN. Death and the King's Horseman. Don't just hear about it. Be part of history. Be present when the horseman rides. And this is where we wrap it all up. We're wrapping all up
on Daybreak Hits.
Yes, and thank you to you, Bredash, for giving us that extra 10 minutes. We are right on time. Big up to you. Oh, massive big one to you, Mr. Hagler. Thank you so much for production. It's always amazing to get all of these education on everything in our industry. To you, Debbie Sway, thank you as well. And to you, Nee Apnes, DJ Fantastic, thank you so much for the music. Seven and Robert, thank you so much for the education. Yalbeg, big up to you, and go also stream his music as well. Let's keep supporting good music. I'm Doreen Avio.
And I am Kwame Dazi.
This is Hitz.